So I figured my YouTube channel couldn't possibly be complete unless I included some videos talking about my guitars. So I decided to kick that off talking about my PRS here. It is a 2010 Custom 24. I had to special order this back in the summer of 2010 because at the time, as I'm sure many people that are familiar with Custom 24s know, that the pickup selector is typically a rotary, a 5-way rotary switch here. I'm not really the biggest fan of that. I appreciate it aesthetically, but I think in terms of functionality, I'd rather have something that's similar to what I'm used to on other guitars. So I special ordered it so I could get the 5-way blade here. And yeah, it's a great guitar. It took about I think 4 months for them to make it and get it off to me. I don't think I got it until October. I think I got it in October, but it was well worth the wait. And I did it through who did I do it through? Sweetwater. So I would definitely recommend going through those guys to get PRS if you're interested. They're definitely pretty up on the company as a whole, and they did a really good job. So like I said, this is a 2010 model, so that means it has the HFS in the bridge and the vintage bass in the neck position, which I believe is different now for the 2011 models. It'll be interesting to see what they do in 2012. I know for the 2011 models they also included the 5-way blade as a standard option. So I kind of wish they did that for the previous model, and then maybe I wouldn't have had to wait 4 months to get this thing. But like I said, it's totally worth it. One of the other things I really like about this guitar is the neck. I would say this is my favorite guitar for a number of reasons, one being the neck. It's a wide, thin carve, and I know a lot of people complain a lot about PRS, saying that the necks are too thick and whatnot, but I think unless you're playing a guitar that really has a really thick neck, for example, if you were playing a wide, fat carve, I could see that being an issue, or if you're used to playing like Ibanez with the Wizard 2s and stuff like that. But I'd say it's, in my opinion, it's negligible. The other thing I really like is the radius on the fretboard is 12 inches as opposed to a typical Superstrat from like ESP or Jackson or Ibanez, which is a 16-inch. The reason why I like the 12 is because I feel like it facilitates easier vibrato and bending and stuff like that. I feel like the 16 inches is a little too almost board-like for me. It feels like it's too flat. So I remember the first time I played a Custom 24 many years ago. I was really impressed. I felt like the vibrato, it almost did it by itself. It's like it was effortless. It plays like butter. So from then on I knew that I had to get one. And a couple years later I finally managed to get the one that I really wanted, which was one in black, as you can see. I think most people tend to go with like the flame maple or the quilted maple tops because they're obviously beautiful, but for my first one I wanted to stick with the black. So yeah, the other thing, this has got I believe this has the Phase 2 tuners on it. They work pretty well, no real complaints. I mean, you're not going to get the kind of stability you would if you had like a locking nut or something like that, but they get the job done for sure. I need to get a setup done right now because the G-string's having a little bit of trouble staying in tune. But that's usually if I'm doing like some pretty crazy vibrato or bends and stuff like that. But for general, overall playing, it's pretty good. So this, the other thing I really like is the bridge. It's very smooth. I mean, obviously, you can't do dive bombs and whatnot on it because it'll probably break. But it's very smooth, very good for for all sorts of stuff. What I would like to do someday, though, is get another one of these and see if I can get a Floyd Rose put on it. I wouldn't want to do it to this one because I really like the way that this one is, and I wouldn't want to risk messing it up just in case, you know, anything were to happen to go wrong. But yeah, I know that PRS, they made some with Floyd's on it for the guys in Between the Buried and Me, so I know it's possible to get them on there. I don't think I'd have PRS do it because I imagine it would be pretty expensive. I think when you're getting into that realm, you're probably in the private stock area, and those are pretty expensive. So I'd probably, you know, call up Ed Roman or something like that out in Vegas and see if he can do it, which I imagine he probably can. So another really cool thing I like about this is the volume knob. It's a little bit more out of the way than on a typical, you know, than on your typical guitar. So I find that my pinky isn't constantly hitting against it and, you know, turning it down while I'm playing or something like that. I have that problem with a lot of my other guitars, and that's one of the things I really like about this guitar. Not only that, but the the volume pod itself is very versatile. I've been in situations where I've been able to, you know, between a pickup combination and the volume knob, I've been able to play on a fully distorted channel, you know, for like metal stuff, and have it sound almost like it's a clean single coil sound. So I think that is definitely a testament to the versatility of these guitars. And you know, just because this has the 5-way blade, you know, obviously we still have five different pickup positions here, so I can still get the coil taps and all that stuff. I think if you have the 3-way toggle, you have to have the push-pull potentiometers in order to do the coil tap. So I probably could have got that done, but I would have rather just had the 5-way blade. I don't really want to mess around with, you know, flipping knobs and all that stuff for, you know, just to go from the bridge pickup to the neck pickup. But yeah, if you want to hear how this guitar sounds, you can check out some of my other videos. I think I have, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 up where I'm actually playing this guitar. So yeah, if you want to go hear how it sounds, definitely go check them out. Yeah, I'd say if you're ever interested in getting or you know, just even looking into a PRS, I would definitely recommend checking out a Custom 24. These, in my opinion, these are my favorite guitars. And there's others that come close. I have some other guitars. I'll do videos on them later. And you know, I love them, but they're no PRSs. So yeah, there it is. It's 2010 PRS Custom 24. Like I said, if you're interested, definitely check one of these out. They sound awesome. They play awesome. And oh, one other thing I forgot to mention that I really, really like about this guitar is that the body is actually pretty thin. Yeah, you can see it pretty well there, which surprised me a little bit when I got it. I thought it was going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, more of like a Les Paul style. But no, the body is very thin and light. And the other thing is that typically on a lot of guitars, when you get to the upper wing here, let's see if I can find a good angle for this. You get to the, yeah, this upper wing here, there's usually this cutaway for your body, and then there's like a big bump, and then it'll kind of straighten out here into like a block or something like that. I always found that was really annoying because it would dig into my chest, and it was just uncomfortable when I was playing. In this, it's very smooth, and the guitar, it sits perfectly when you're playing it. It's not uncomfortable. It stays where you want it to stay. It's not headstock heavy. You know, if you let go with your fretting hand, it won't tip over and stuff like that. So I think it's, you know, definitely a very, very well engineered instrument. And you know, I'm definitely glad that I even have one of them, and I hope to soon expand my collection to include several more. So hopefully that'll happen someday soon. That'd be pretty sweet. So So yeah, so like I said, if you want to hear how this Bad Larry sounds, I have some couple other videos up on my page, me playing it, so yeah, go check them out.